Morning everybody, my name is Emma. It's day 17 of the Zen challenge with the Teen Yoga Foundation and I'm guiding you through your practice this morning. I hope you all had a lovely Easter weekend. As always, I like to start my class with a check-in, which is simply where we stop and we pause, we think about how we are, and if we were to ask each other in person, how are you doing? What would you say? It's a chance for you to get to know me and know how I'm feeling, what I'm bringing to this space, and also a chance to reflect and think about how you're doing. So I am checking in, feeling a bit mixed. I feel a little bit like I'm on a roller coaster, and sometimes I feel I've really settled into this new normal and I have a routine, and other times I feel completely lost within what is, to be honest, and it's quite easy to judge when I feel like that. So this week I have got back to basics. I have really practiced with some of my teachers. Lots of what they've done has been about shifting and moving energy, so I invite us to do that today. So pausing now just to think about how you feel. What are you bringing to class this morning? What's the last week been like for you? And how are you feeling with the prospect of this week going forward? So today's class is all about flowing with what is. I invite you to pick your absolute favourite playlist. So whatever you store your music on, if it's separate to the device you're using, maybe find a playlist of your choice that's gonna make you feel happy, drop into a good space within yourself, and play that in the background. So just enjoy your yoga practice this morning and enjoy moving your body. Okay, so we are going to begin in your designated space, and we're going to begin sat down, cross-legged on the floor. So I invite you to work out that space while I just set up my space. Okay, so as you sit on the floor, if you've got a block or we talked last week about a big book that can do the same thing, I like to just lift my seat bones up here. I find it a much more comfortable position to sit in. It just allows my legs to drop down. So we're going to start with this idea of grounding, and grounding continues to be really important as we go through still a period of transition, getting used to things. So I'm going to invite you to pick up one of your feet. It doesn't matter which one. I've liked it because it's been so nice outside. My feet are constantly dirty. I like walking bare feet. But I want you just now to massage into your foot. So really get into it. So I'm just using my thumbs whilst I'm holding my foot. Really get into your arches. Feel all different parts of your foot underneath you. Okay, so again, hold your foot a different way. Get into your heels. Then maybe choose toe by toe. Give it a gentle pull. If you don't like feet, just skip this part. Maybe just sit cross-legged, just breathing. Once you've done one foot, put it down and just pick up your other foot. And again, feel in to your foot. Nice and kind of a balance between being gentle and thorough here. Feel into your arches of your foot. You might want to do double foot massage like I am. Feel into your heels. And just basically give your feet a bit of love. We don't really ever stop to acknowledge them and how hard we make them work sometimes. Perfect. Okay, from there you're just going to find a comfortable seated position. You know, inhale your arms up high, and on the exhale just drop your shoulders first and just allow yourself to come all the way down, and your hands are going to meet on the floor. So mine go out of camera shot there, but they're just resting, palms spread open on the floor. And once you're there, you're just going to drop your head. Maybe your elbows come down to the floor and your head is just dropped down again towards the floor. Think about your spine and where your seat bones are. It's like your seat bones are pushing backwards. You're going to walk your hands over to the left hand side, bringing your nose down to your knee on your left hand side, feeling a nice stretch in your side body. Hands walk through that central point. Pause, sink down here, maybe with an inhale and an exhale, before walking over to your right hand side, feeling a nice stretch along your left hand side of your body. Again, pausing with the inhale and the exhale of breath. You're walking yourself back to the middle, and then just walk your hands back and curl yourself back up to a seated position. From here, you're going to allow your palms just to fall outwards on your knees, and if it feels good, you're going to close your eyes, or you can keep your eyes open. Okay, all we're going to do is we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose. Okay, so just finding your own steady rhythm of your inhale and then your exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now this time, when we exhale, we're going to make like a humming sound. So we call this bee breath, but it's like you're imagining those bees that have started to come out. I've definitely seen them in my garden, and you're making that sound. Okay, so you're gonna if you're around people that feels strange, you don't have to do that. Just continue with the inhale and exhale. But if it feels good, you're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, and on the exhale, until that sound runs out. So you're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, and on the exhale, I'm going to invite you then to do 2 more breaths, either just inhale or exhale, or your inhale and your bee breath. So I'm going to do the bee breath. Just blinking your eyes open again. And by doing that, hopefully you've just almost felt inside yourself a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do then is just bring your palms to their face down, and you're almost using your knees as a little bit of a lever to pull your shoulders, let your shoulders round, and then let your shoulders come back again, and let your shoulders round and let them come back again. So this time you're going to imagine that your heart wants to travel all the way inside you, like it's hiding. So you're pushing it all the way back, your shoulders round, and then your shoulders start to open, and it's like your heart is breaking forward, 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 coming out of you, and it's coming forward. And again, it's just hiding away again. Your shoulders are coming forward, and then it's coming all the way out, and your shoulders are coming backwards. I now want you to imagine, or really in your body, you've got your spine which runs through the middle, so obviously at the back, but running all the way down. And I want you to imagine that your heart is now going around that spine. So it's coming forward in front of it, and then it's coming behind. So forward, and then it's tucking behind, forward, tucking behind, and then just change direction. So it's coming forward, tucking behind, forward, tucking behind, forward, and tucking behind. Okay, we're now going to come forward, so you're going to remove a block or a book if you've got it underneath your bottom. You're then going to come over on top to your tabletop position. So I'm just going to turn side on so that you can see me. Okay, so we're here now in our all four position. Just check that your hands are like starfish and they're underneath your shoulders, and just check now that your knees are underneath your hips. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're just going to tap your feet on the ground to release that energy. Okay, from there your tailbone is going to tuck up, arching your back, and then your head is going to look all the way up. You're then going to start to tuck your head in, your tailbone starts to tuck under. It's like your belly button is coming towards your spine, you're pushing through your hands, and the top of your back really arches. Your pelvis tilts up, your back arches, your head looks up. You push through your hands, and we call this your cow. You then tuck your pelvis in, bring your head in, tummy is coming all the way through to your spine. You'll look towards your belly button, push through your hands. And you're going to do that a few more times. So exhale, look up, inhale, to come to your cat, push your hands, exhale, looking all the way up, and then inhale to come to cat. And from there it's that idea of being allowed to colour outside the line. So don't really think about it, but just let your body move in a way that it wants to move. So that could mean your elbows are moving, it could mean they're moving together, it could mean they're moving at different times, it could be that your hips are circling, it could be that you're rocking your weight forwards and backwards. Okay, so there are no rules. Allow it to get messy. Okay, maybe it's going to actually represent how you feel. You're then going to find a static position, so find stillness and allow your hips to come all the way, floating down towards your heels, possibly opening your knees a bit wider. You're just going to drop down here into your child's pose. So child's pose is yours whenever you want it. It's basically your pause position. And even if I don't direct you to it, please know that it's yours. Okay, from there you're going to peel your fingers towards you to activate your forearms. You're then going to allow your fingers to drop down and just allow yourself to come forward. Find your stable tabletop position while I just tie my hair back. It's all in my eyes. Okay, so you're in your tabletop position, okay? From here, I want you to turn your hands out to the side. So if you check in downwards, your fingers now should be side to side. And you're just going to allow yourself to rock from side to side here. Just feeling into your shoulders, bringing your fingers so they're facing towards your knees, and just allow yourself to rock forwards and backwards here. Perfect. From there, you're going to check with your toes. Your toes are going to be curled. Bring your hands to face back forward the way that they were. Okay, and you're just going to come back to sit on your heels. So you should now feel a stretch going through the back of your feet and your toes. Okay, you're going to interlace your hands here. So I clasp mine like this, and you're going to allow yourself to do like a figure of 8. So you might feel a few cracks here in your wrists, but as long as it's not hurting, that's fine. So we're just kind of discovering some movement and feeling it flow here. Okay, we want to invite a bit of sense of play and fun within our practice today. So from here, just might want to come up onto your knees just to release your feet. quite an intense stretch. You're going to tap your toes. From here, you're going to bring your hands on your head and you're going to rock yourself backwards. I'm really close to my back of my mat, so I'm going to come forwards a bit. You're going to engage, rock yourself backwards to come to standing. So that wasn't so great from me. So again, from this position, standing, elbows back, you're going to bend your knees, allow your toes to come up. You're going to allow yourself to come down, so you feel nice and balanced, and then you're gently going to come onto your knees. From there, you're activating and engaging, trying to keep nice and straight, rocking back and coming to a standing position. So you're starting to notice, what do you need to engage to make this movement possible? Just playing, really. So again, bending your knees, bringing your toes all the way up, your heels all the way up, sorry, so you're on your toes, maybe pausing, and then you're on your knees, activating, rocking back, noticing what has to engage, sometimes getting it wrong, sometimes getting it right. So we're going to do one more here. So allowing yourself to come all the way down. So I'm bending until I can't bend anymore. My toes then come up. I'm coming all the way down, rocking onto my knees, coming back with that same momentum, engaging and coming up. Okay, the next time you're going to come all the way down. It's coming down, 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 lifting the heels, come forward, and then just coming over into your all four position. Okay, from there, you're going to tuck your toes and you're going to lift your hips up to find your first downward dog. So starfish hands, imagine someone's behind you, lifting your hips all the way up. Okay, so we're finding downward dog. Now just feel what this feels like. Maybe rotate your elbows forward, drop your head down, look between your knees, possibly bend your knees, which might allow you to lift your hips up a bit. And once we've found stillness, we're going to just walk our dog out. So you're activating, pushing one heel down, then the other heel down, one heel, and then the other heel. Find stillness. From there, bend both knees together and you're going to twist your feet, sink your hips down. Bring your hips all the way up, twist your feet, sink the other way. Coming up, 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 twist and sink. Up, 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 twist and sink. If you've got space to. Okay. From there, I want you to come all the way up on your tippy toes as high as you can and notice your toes finding that dorsiflexion. You're then going to push your heels all the way down to a point that feels good. Maybe bending your knees. And from there, you're just going to, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to come up and we're going to bring our left foot outside our left hand and we're going to bring our right foot outside our right hand. So you can take as many steps to do this as you want. I'm going to try and do mine in 2 big steps. So first of all, I'm bringing my left foot to the outside of my left hand, and then I'm bringing my right foot forward. So I'm kind of in this squat position, and whilst you're there, just practice bending your elbows and then straightening up a bit. Bending your elbows, straightening up a bit. Okay, and now I just want you to shake your bum. Okay, so we're just going to shake into your feet. Okay, from there, allow your legs to straighten and allow yourself just to hang. Maybe catch your elbows and just swing from side to side. From there, hands come down and you're going to heel toe your feet inwards. So your heels come in, then your toes come in, heels come in, toes come in, until your feet are parallel. Okay, from there you want to drop down. So again, bend your knees so that you can feel your torso on the top of your thighs. Okay, and then just I want you again just to shake into your feet. So feel nice and grounded. You're going to allow yourself to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Up, 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 until we're in your mountain pose. So mountain pose, remember, is where your hands turn forward, okay? And so you should be at the top of your mat. I just turn so I can face you. And I'm just rolling forwards and backwards, just feeling into my feet. I'm going to lift my weight up into my left foot, go over to the other side, transition, lift the weight into my left foot, and then bring both feet down so they're neutral and just allow my feet, or my hips almost, to circle, which is allowing my feet to feel into the ground, and maybe go the other way. Okay, from here then what you're going to do is with your feet hip width apart, I want you to lift your toes up. Okay, now you're spreading your toes out, and you might want to do this with your hands because it helps with your body and your brain connection. I then want you to put your little toes down, and then I want you to put your big toes down, and see if you can do that without your other toes coming down, and then just allow your other toes to come down, and again just really feel into the ground there that's not moving. Okay, so we are going to do a sun salutation, but we're going to just add a bit of bounce and a bit of fun movement, so do make sure you feel warm before you begin this. This is where you probably want your playlist on and to have that moving. My mat's just got wriggled, so you just change that. Okay, so coming to the top of your mat, you're going to just feel into your feet again. Inhale your arms up high and wide. From there, push your hips back and allow yourself to drop forward so you can bend your knees slightly. We're finding that forward fold position. You're going to engage your legs and just bring your back up to a flat back. We call this a halfway lift. Your hands are coming to either your shins or your knees. Okay? Exhale, you're coming all the way down. Allow yourself just to hang there for a moment. Maybe shaking your head no, nodding your head yes. It's like all different thoughts just falling out of your brain. Inhaling your arms up high and wide. And then exhaling, your palms meet, and they meet in front of you, in front of this heart space. You're going to do that again, inhaling your arms up. Okay, and then exhaling your hands down, bringing your hips back, folding all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, dropping yourself down. Inhaling your arms high and wide. Exhaling, hands come to heart center. Okay, from there, we're going to bounce in with our shoulders. So our shoulders are bouncing, our knees are bouncing. And we're just going to allow ourselves, as we bounce, to roll down. So here, your knees are bouncing, your shoulders bouncing. There's an element of control as well. Your hands are going to come down, and just allow that bounce to continue. You're then going to allow the weight to come through your hands, and you're going to do little jumps back to your plank position. So jumping back until you're in a nice strong plank. Push your heels all the way back. Okay, feeling nice and strong. You're just going to then roll forward onto your very tippy toes, and then just roll back. It's a bit like a saw motion. Rolling forward, feeling nice and strong, and rolling back. And you can put your knees down at any point. Rolling forward and rolling back. Okay, from here you're going to lower yourself all the way down. So your elbows stay tucked in. You're going to bring your knees down, and then you're going to bring your chin and your chest down so that you're just lying on your belly here. And you might just want to wiggle your hips from side to side. From there, push your feet into the ground, push your pelvis into the ground, and then you're just going to imagine that someone has got a string on the back of your heart, and they're lifting your heart up. So you're engaging to lift your upper body here. Exhale, let yourself come all the way down. This time you're going to interlace your fingers, so like you're holding hands with yourself, and just pull back your knuckles here, which should feel
a nice stretch in your shoulder. Your neck is relaxed. You can even leave your chin down if you want to here, whatever feels neutral and natural. You're going to then imagine that your hands are being pulled back and you're going to lift up here to find a slight lift of your upper body. And you're just going to come back down, release the grips, release the hands. You're going to find those interlaced hands once more. Find the extension through your fingers. You're going to inhale to lift up, and then just maybe see if you can hover your feet up as well. You're going to bring your feet down, bring your forehead down, bring your hands back to either side. And then you're going to bring your hands wide, your elbows up like a goal post. And from there you're going to inhale, coming up a little bit higher. And then exhale down. So it's a bit of a kind of wave movement, inhaling all the way up. And from here you're just going to roll round to one side, pause, and then roll round to the other side, pause. You're going to allow yourself to come all the way down. Hands come in underneath your shoulders, toes tuck. You're going to come through bent knees here before lifting to your downward facing dog. So nice pause here in your downward facing dog. And then I want you to find that bounce again. So soften your knees and you're just going to bounce here in your downward dog. You're then going to see, can you actually find a jump here in your downward dog? Find a pause, find stillness, find a mini bounce, just bending your knees, bending your knees, and then find an actual little bounce. And find stillness. You're going to bring your knees wide, bring your toes together, bring your hips all the way down, and just pause here, noticing how you've elevated your own vibration inside of you. Check in with your breath. Allowing yourself to come up, so you're going to come up to tabletop. Oh, lost my top here. And then tuck your toes, coming up to your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, you're going to find that slight bounce again. You're going to find the slight jump again. And then it's like you're skiing, so your toes point to one side of your mat. So I'm going to go to the left hand side of your mat. Your knees track over your toes. You're then going to jump to the other side of your mat. Your knees track over your toes. So it's like you're skiing, parallel turning down the mountain. And then just find a static downward dog. Okay, from there, you're going to lift your right leg all the way up. So lifting your right leg up, stepping your right leg through and forward. So it's like your knee is coming towards your nose. It's stepping forward in the gap between your hands. Engage your legs, and you do that by twisting them onto each other. Whoop. So engage your legs, and you're coming up here to a high crescent lunge. So that means you're nice and secure within your position. Maybe just feel your heart beating slightly more in your chest. You're going to drop your arms now to cactus arms. So if you can't see, cactus arms is here. All right, so engage your cactus arms here. You're then going to allow that heart to go backwards again, and just give yourself a hug here. You're then going to open your elbows up, open your chest forward, before contracting your heart and giving yourself that hug again. Opening up. And one last time, finding that hug before finding that neutral position, From there, your hands flow down. So your hands flow down. You're then going to step your front foot back to find your high plank. Just feel nice and strong there. If you want to rock forwards and backwards, do. You're going to drop your knees down, drop your chin and your chest down. Find your position on the floor. This time we're just going to inhale up to find our baby cobra. You're going to tuck your toes. You're going to bend your knees, lift your hips high, coming to downward facing dog. From there, we're going to find the bounce again. We're then going to find the jump again. Getting higher if you want to. You're then going to find your ski. So toes go to one side, then to the other side. And find stillness. Push your heels down. Connect to your breath. You're going to inhale your left foot all the way up high. Stepping your left foot through. So knee comes through. Big step forward. Engage your legs. Come to your high lunge. Arms come up. From there you find your cactus arms. You then contract your heart. Give yourself that big hug. You then open all the way up. You then contract yourself all the way in. Hug. Open all the way up. Contract. Give yourself that hug. Whoop. Try not to lose your balance. Opening up. Hands come down. Stepping your front foot to meet your back foot here. Bringing your knees wide. Dropping down. Head finds the ground. And just pausing. Maybe connecting with your breath. If you want to, maybe even doing that bee breath, so that hum on the exhale. From there, engaging your legs, so coming up to tabletop, tucking your toes, coming to your downward facing dog. So downward facing dog here. We're going to gradually bring our energy down, so we're not going to bounce, but if you're missing the bounce, by all means do the bounce. You're going to inhale your right leg up high. You're going to step your right leg through and forward. So to do that, I rock forward a bit and then I step forward. You're going to come up into your high lunge here. You're going to engage your legs, so your legs straighten. Your back foot twists and pivots, so the toes are now facing the side. Your front toes are facing forward. Hands come out to the side. From there, you're going to bend your front knee, so your knee is tracking over your toes into your warrior two position. Feeling really nice and strong. You're going to flip your front hand. We're going to go through our dancing warrior. So you drop your back hand, look up. You're going to rotate that front hand forward into your extended side angle here. Look up if it feels good. Coming back to your warrior two. Windmilling your hands down, frame your front foot. Step your front foot to meet your back foot. Push your heels back. Okay, from here, knees come down, chin and chest come down. Pausing on your belly, engaging your legs. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, twist your toes or tuck your toes. Come through your bent legs position. Extend up into your downward facing dog. Pause. Inhale your left leg up high. Stepping your left foot through and forward. Engage your legs. Inhale to your high crescent lunge here. Find strength and stability. What mini changes do you need to make to your body? Okay, I'm just going to twist here so you can see. So you're in your easy said than done. You're in your high crescent lunge here. Straighten your legs. Twist your back foot. Arms find strength in your warrior two position. bending your front knee, flipping your front hand, inhaling all the way up, exhaling to find your extended side angle here, finding your warrior two position, windmilling your hands, stepping your front foot to meet your back foot, pushing your heels back, knees come down, chin and chest come down, feet engage, push into the floor, push your pelvis into the floor, inhale, baby cobra, exhale, tucking your toes, coming through a bent knee position, lifting your hips all the way up, pushing your heels down, noticing if your body feels any different. From there, dropping your knees wide, coming into your child's pose. And then from a child's pose, you're just going to transition onto your back. So for me, that means I'm going to roll up onto my knees. I'm then just going to allow my bottom to come round and down. And then my feet are going to be out in front of me. So I'm going to come towards the very back of my mat now. And I'm going to have my legs extended in front of me. I'm going to bring my hands together so you can clasp them and end whatever way feels good. So over the top or to the side, elbows in. You're then going to shuffle yourself forward. So you're going to shuffle your bum forward. You're then going to shuffle your bum back. We're going to do that one more time. And then shuffle back. From there, you're just going to lift your legs. So you're going to lift your legs like a bit like you're swimming. And tap them. And then you're going to reach forward, tap the outsides of your legs, maybe tap the insides of your legs, go up and round and down. And just feel the energy that you've created. Coming forward, you're going to make sure your soles of your feet are on the floor. Your hands are out in a nice kind of equals position if I twist to the side so you can see. And you're going to lower down with control. So tucking your pelvis in here. And if ever I say stop, you should be able to stop. And if you haven't got that control, that's something to gradually build up. So coming all the way down here onto your back, opening your feet out wide. So we're just going to take a mini Shavasana here. And just feel the vibrancy that you've created with your yoga practice, hopefully with your music playing. You're going to bring your knees up so your feet are going either side of the mat, so nice and wide. You're then going to drop your knees in and you're going to allow your knees to drop to one side and pause. Bring your knees up, allow your knees to drop to the other side. You can do that one more time, so knees come up, let them drop to one side. Knees come up, drop to the other side. Activating your legs, bringing them to a hip width position. You're going to bring your left foot, over your right knee to find this figure of 4. So already just by pushing down your knee, you should feel a stretch happening. You then, if you want to make this active, you actually engage your leg and lift that right foot off the floor. If you want to activate it a bit more, you post your hands through the back of your thigh, and you can leave your head down here, or you can bring your head up, and you should feel a nice stretch going all the way down here into your bottom muscle. If you've come into the third version, just allow your head to come back, allow your foot to come back down, allow your crossed foot to come down. You're then going to bring your right foot onto your left knee, Again, find that first stage of the stretch. So where your knee on your right foot is almost pushing downwards. Then engage and lift your left foot up in the air. I'm blocked by my chest here. Post your hands through and forward. Perfect. Bringing yourself down and out of this. Just open again to a brief Shavasana. Wiggle your hips if you need to. Bring your knees in and hug. Give yourself a huge hug. We're missing hugs at the moment, so make sure you always take the time to give yourself that hug. Bringing your hands out. Now I don't have much space here, so I'm bringing mine to cactus. If you can bring yours all the way out, then please do. You're just going to allow your knees to gently float down, first of all to the left hand side. Feeling your whole body slowing down. Activate your knees, bring them up to the neutral position, so engaging your tummy muscles, before allowing them to drop to the right hand side. And if you can, look over your left hand shoulder. Again, taking a few breaths here. Engaging your legs, bringing them up to the neutral position. Grabbing hold of your knees, again giving yourself a really big hug. You've got an option here. You can either rock and roll to sit, so rock and roll. You might want to do a little rock and roll anyway, which is just a really nice massage for your back. So you can either come up to seated here, or you can just do a bit of a rock and roll and stay in your Shavasana position, so extended out in front of you. I'm going to come to sit in front of you. For me, I'm going to bring my block and just raise myself up. And we're just going to bring our attention back to our breath after that practice. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to put your left hand on your heart and put your right hand over it. And just feel into that space. Maybe just feel where your breath is naturally going in your body. Is it staying in your chest? Is it going beyond your chest into your belly? Don't change it. Okay, so we're going to do our bee breath again, but we're going to bring it more inside of us. And a way to do that is, I'll tell you first and then you can have a go, is you put your fingers in your ears, like so. Automatically I can then hear my voice in my head, so maybe have a go with that and just say something to yourself and you will see what I mean. From there you're going to bring your two fingers just to rest over your eyes. You're going to bring your ring finger just to rest on the bridge of your nose, and your little fingers just to rest on your mouth. So just come to open your eyes again. So it's like just shutting down each of your senses almost. So you're just saying, right, enough, just come within yourself. So remember, thumbs in ears, you can hear yourself a whole different way. First two fingers, so middle finger and pointer finger, just gently resting on your eyes. Ring fingers just gently resting on your nose, but not blocking your nose. And little fingers just resting on your lips. So this time you're going to inhale through your nose, and on the exhale you're going to create that B sound. So we're going to inhale together, 2, 3, 4, and then release. Inhaling, 2,
And I invite you to do that 2 more times, your own time, your own rhythm, even playing with the sound. And then just bringing your hands down to rest on your knees, or if you're in Shavasana, just simply drop your arms and relax out. The bee breath creates a really yummy sound inside of us. And our heart is a really important part of our body. And I think at the moment, with being social distancing, we're all missing some of that heart connections, and even through a screen it's great, it's not quite the same. So by hopefully connecting with the sound, feeling it inside of us, opening your heart up through practices, simply just drifting your shoulders backwards, you can connect with that idea of a heart that's not behind bars, which is how it can feel. There's a really nice poem which is entitled "It Is What It Is," and all different emotions can place judgment on us. But simply when we're feeling those judgments, when we're feeling those frustrations, I invite you to come back to the idea of "It is what it is," says love. And a form of acceptance. Knowing that whilst we can't do our normal activities, there's lots of things we can do that will always make us feel better. As you inhale now, I just want you to imagine bringing a really nice, kind of warm green light into your heart. And as you exhale, feel that green mist and light radiating out of you and reaching all the people that you're maybe missing right now, who fill you up and maybe you didn't realise quite how much they do fill you up. We're going to bring our hands to heart centre. You're going to bring your hands to your forehead for peace, to your heart to remember that idea of love and acceptance, and to the ground in gratitude. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I'm just going to creep forward so I can speak to you a little bit clearer. So Zen Challenge, we always set you a challenge and we give you a well-being tip. So my well-being tip for you today is simply to find a sense of playfulness and fun. So that could be within a movement practice. So if you want to take on this kind of well-being challenge, it's where you're going to be on your mat or on the floor, and you need to find as many creative ways of getting up from standing to sitting as possible, or just creating a sense of play and fun within what you do, so not taking everything quite so seriously. And if you're missing that connection, that person who really makes you roar with laughter into your belly, then connect with them today for your well-being tip. And your challenge is, we've given now, this is Zen Challenge 17, and we've given quite a lot of well-being tips. So your challenge is to, if you missed some, maybe go back and just fast forward to the end of the videos and check out what they were, but to create a list of well-being tips. And that could be a list for you, almost like a self-care plan, or it could be something that you then send out to somebody else, whether that be they're old or whether they're young, it doesn't matter who they are, but just sharing some of those well-being tips with others. So that is your Zen Challenge on day 17. Have a really good week, everybody. Play, have fun, find joy, and I'll see you again for more yoga next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.